Hey guys, it's Christopher Rausch, the creator of the KICKASS Guide to Life, coming to you with yet another video message this morning, answering your questions via social media of what's going on in your mind and things that you would like my advice on or my input on or my feedback on. So thank you very much for that. And also thank you guys for reaching out of my recent videos that I've been doing and seeking out my advice privately. You know, I'm here for you guys. I want to make sure, the world is such a fucked up place right now that my whole goal, my whole intention right now is to continue living my legacy, which is to ultimately fight for what's right and what's fair, risk for which that mattered, and leave the earth a better place for who I was and what I did. And so today's question comes from social media, and we had a couple of good questions today, one of which comes to us from Callan Rush. And if you don't know who Callan is, if you're in the personal development space, if you are in the continuing education space, look her up because she's got tremendous value and tremendous impact. So, and I'm not just saying that because she asked me a question, but she is awesome. So Callan asked me how becoming a parent has changed how I approach business. And that is an awesome question because for the first 48 years of my life, I was pretty independent. You know, I took care of my mom, I took care of people, and I've done things. But for the most part, I have been Christopher Rausch, do what I want, when I want, how I want. And so when Jackson came along last November 29th, suddenly we adopted him. And within 10 days, I went from being basically, you know, married with a single lifestyle in a sense, not, you know, dating and stuff like that. But my wife and I are very independent. So if you go from the phone call saying, hey, by the way, you've been placed with an adoptive parent or you've been placed with a birth parent and she's due in 10 days, it was quite a shock, to be honest with you, because my whole focus and my attention was my business. Coaching, speaking, writing, radio shows, podcasts, videos, blogs, books, you name it. I have a ton of ideas out there. So how did becoming a parent change how I approach business? Immediately, time. As you guys know, who are parents out there, time becomes a very, very valuable commodity. And I will admit, at first, I thought I'm still going to be able to do it all. And I found out really quickly I couldn't. So to answer your question, Callan, time became very specific and it became a motivator for me because instead of having 7 hours to do something, if I wanted to spend all day on a Saturday working on something, now I have an hour, maybe while Jackson's taking a nap. So my time becomes more purposeful. I have more of a deadline, so I have more of an energy to get things completed. And it's actually great. It actually works as leverage for me because instead of being able to say, oh, okay, I've got until 2 weeks from now to do something, now it's like, okay, now I have 20 minutes, now I have 30 minutes. How can I utilize technology is another great one. I use my digital voice recorder and I transcribe it using Dragon Naturally Speaking into my computer. So if I'm writing something, I'm sitting in traffic, I've dictated into my voice recorder, plug it into my computer, transcribes it, it works out great. So time has really become of the essence, and using that when I have those free moments has been extraordinarily helpful for me. Sorry. Another thing now that's helped me is to improve my congruency in my business, in my message, and what I put out to you guys, and what I speak about, and what I coach about. Because ultimately, now that Jackson is here in the world, I want him to grow up being proud of me. I want him to grow up feeling that he can respect, he can admire me, he can trust me, and that I wasn't one of those guys that said, oh, here's all the things you need to do, but I'm not going to do them, you know, do as I say, not as I do kind of thing. So he's helped me become more congruent and be even more authentic than I was before because I want him to look at these videos one day, whether I'm here or I'm gone, and I want him to feel that I'm always here for him, whether he's watching these or not. And so it's forced me to be very congruent and very specific with what I am approaching because of obviously the time and everything else. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to still be edgy. I'm still going to do my new TV series called Are You Fucking Serious? Because I also don't want him to self-censor or limit his opportunities in life. I want him to speak his mind. I want him to be confident. What else? I'm also looking at business and coaching, and specifically going back to how we discover our talents, how we discover things in our life, because a lot of our problems and our issues goes back to our childhood, whether our teachers and our parents or society gave us beliefs that we shouldn't have had, you know, self-limiting doubts, things of that nature, fears of judgment, fears of fitting in, all those uncomfortable thoughts. So now it's got me back as I watch him progress and I watch him develop and see things. It's given me a new sense of wonderment as to how we get so fucked up in our thinking and our actions from the conditioning that happens to us from our parents and society, like I said, our teachers. So I'm looking more into that. And ultimately, like I kind of said before, he has become my number one priority. I will admit before, I love the fame, I love the limelight, I love going out and speaking and doing those things and traveling. But ultimately, after I got to know him and not necessarily resent the fact that my life changed and immersed myself in it, I love it. He's an amazing kid. I've become an amazing dad, and I'm very proud of that, because I was very scared as to what kind of person I would becoming a dad so late in life, especially with my priorities set and, this is what I do and my independence and things of that nature. So it's really helped me evolve, and it's given me a lot of more excitement, because now I'm thinking about children's books. As much as I swear and I'm very passionate, it's also an opportunity for me to write children's stories, teen stories, things of how I can improve the young generation, so that as they come up, they have that unstoppable confidence to kick ass and just do everything they can in their life. So not that I'm trying to create a mini Christopher, but if Jackson grows up and he wants to take that route and get into personal development and help people and become a strong leader in the community, become a politician, change the world, that is awesome. So with that, one of the things that I'm going to start doing is this video series called, I haven't come up with a perfect name for it yet, but basically what Jackson is teaching Christopher. What this 8-month-old kid is teaching this 48-year-old dude about life. And that's really the cool thing. So I'm looking at things differently. I'm seeing things in a simpler fashion, a more focused fashion, a more deliberate fashion. But also at the same time, I'm not stressing myself out over business. I'm not stressing myself out over clients and speaking gigs and things of that nature. I've backed off the gas pedal of that, because my priority right now is Jackson and being the best person, being the healthiest person I can possibly be, so that I can approach things from a very congruent and honest and authentic standpoint in every aspect of my life. So Callan, thank you so much for asking me that question. I really appreciate it. I want to see your answer to this question, because I know that you've gone through this as well. So hit me up if you guys have watched this video and you see things. How have kids changed your life? What things have you learned? What things have been aha moments for you? Comment in the video section below. And if you like this video and it hits you up, then please subscribe, share, do all those things. And again, thank you so much for playing with me and sending me these questions. I really do love them. It gives me a more spontaneous aspect of life and doing these things. There's more of a connection with me and you. So I really appreciate that. If you have any questions, hit me up, Christopher@ChristopherRausch.com, R-A-U-S-C-H, Christopher@ChristopherRausch.com. I love you guys. Rock out, remain unstoppable. Remember, you're only limited by the parameters of your own mind, okay? You're only limited by the parameters of your own mind. So go out there, kick ass, take names, be authentic, have a great time, and stop worrying and living in fear, and just live for the moment, live in gratitude, live in appreciation, and live in harmony. Please, love, harmony. Let's do this, all right? Stop focusing on the stupid fucking politics, all right? I love you guys. Peace out. All right, talk to you later.